Back again. We got the video that has the body cam footage for Mickey Steins after the incident happened. Let's see. Here we go.
We're hearing from the sheriff accused of the crime.
Please be fair to me, boys. Now, come on now.
I'll tell you more of what Mickey Stein said after police said he shot and killed a judge. This is a law and crime legal alert. Did you know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like it? And some of what he says is frankly a little confusing. The crime is shocking for many reasons. First, it's a county sheriff accused of killing a judge who was his friend and former boss. And the shooting was recorded by a surveillance camera in Judge Mullins' chambers in Letcher County, Kentucky. We've seen it, and it's startling. It's unbelievable. This case is definitely not a whodunit, far from it. It's more of a why did he do it? A lot of people would like to know the answer to that question. Kentucky State Police investigators, Mickey Steins' lawyers, Judge Mullins' family, and the list goes on. That day, Mullins and Steins had lunch together. It was something they had done often. And by all accounts, there was no tension. Then around 3 p.m., Steins and Mullins met in Mullins' chambers. The meeting was recorded by a surveillance camera. A detective explained what happened at a preliminary hearing last year.
I was told that Sheriff Steins had tried to call his daughter, and he had tried to call his daughter from the judge's phone also.
Then, for reasons that remain a mystery, Steins shot Judge Mullins.
I wasn't present, but when he was taken into custody, I was told by one of the other officers that were there that he made the comment, they're trying to kidnap my wife and kid.
Now we're hearing the 911 call and seeing the aftermath of what happened.
I got emergency at the courthouse. I need ambulance here right now. District courtroom.
Which courthouse?
Court, Letcher County.
And what's going on?
Judge has been shot.
The judge?
Yes.
What's his name?
Kevin Mullins.
Go ahead.
What are you not?
Shots fired at the Letcher County Courthouse and somebody shot Judge Mullins.
You're again.
No, sir. Just come out on radio.
Troopers raced to the scene.
He's
It's not
laughing?
a call that you often get. A judge shot at a courthouse. When troopers arrived, they began separating witnesses.
Well, I told him to put them in separate rooms so they don't talk to each other, too.
Yeah. Have you got the witnesses?
No, they're doing the witnesses.
Who's doing the witnesses?
Justin and a couple other people are walking the witnesses and what down through there.
And the work of securing the crime scene began.
I think he's hitting that other one.
They still got the 1015 in the foyer of the courthouse. There's also some witnesses in the judge's office, not far from where he's at. You want us to go ahead and take him down to the jail so we can get the rest of the witnesses out of the judge's office.
Anybody hurt? Well, we got a lot going on right now.
I think we're already talking
That it is, brother.
At 3:40 p.m., a couple of women who appear to be distraught, possibly family members of Judge Mullins, show up at the courthouse. A trooper holds one of them back. One woman is trying to get into the courthouse, but the trooper will not let her pass the steps. After 4 p.m. that day, dash cameras show officers leading Mickey Steins out of the courthouse in handcuffs to a waiting cruiser. And then you hear his voice talking with the troopers.
Make sure there ain't no weapons or nothing now.
Ain't nothing in there, bro.
Yeah. Come on now. Right here. Open up the back hatch. Come on. No, now come on.
You heard Steins tell the troopers to make sure there weren't any weapons in the back of the cruiser, and he talks then a little more.
Y'all gonna leave me in here and let me die of heat exhaustion? No, I can't get up in there. Come on now. I can't. Yeah, man, I can't get in. These cuffs are way too tight. Come on now, guys. Come on now.
Steins definitely sounds a little paranoid.
You mean pick your leg up, my brother?
Y'all got carbon monoxide in here. Come on now. Come on. I can't sit like this. I can't. Come on now. Be fair to me.
We're being good to you, brother. You can stick your leg up in there.
That's
Come
when
on
he
now,
said,
guys. Please don't
"Fair."
do this to me. Please don't do this to me. Please.
You want to scoot on over a little bit to the left?
Come on now.
Try to scoot on over a little bit more. That way we don't hit you. Can you go a little bit farther? I just want to hit you with the door. Put your knee in there, my friend.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Bates. Hey, Bates. Can we loosen this up a little or give the window down?
I'm sorry.
Can we loosen this up a little? Be fair to me, man.
I got some air. I'll crack the window for you, but I can turn the air on back here. Okay?
Yeah. Be fair to me
I
now.
promise. Yeah, I promise.
God, please.
I promise.
It's hot back here, man. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
The drive to the Leslie County Jail from Letcher County takes about an hour, give or take a few minutes. Steins continues to speak, as if he's in fear.
Come on now, guys. Make sure I get to the jail.
He thinks they're gonna unalive him.
At times, it's hard to hear the troopers in the cruiser, but they try to talk to Mickey Steins on the long drive to the jail.
Come on now, guys.
I was asking why you done it. Was it over your family?
Come on now, guys. What are you doing?
I was just talking to you. I'm just asking, was it something to do with your family or anything like that?
The trooper, after several minutes, tries to ask Steins some more questions.
Was it something to do with your family? Something happened.
He can't tell them what it's about if
Something did happen. You know,
it's something dirty.
I mean, it'd be good to let us know. Why did you want to talk to your daughter while ago? Something did happen that, you know, involved something that could help you when you go to trial and get a fair trial. Letting us know kind of what's going on, what led to this.
At one point, Sheriff Steins asks whether the troopers are actually taking him to a national forest. He doesn't believe the troopers are taking him to the right place. They tell him there is a national forest near the jail.
Maybe we're almost to the jail. I'll ask one last time. Is there anything you want? Is this anything to do with your family? If that's some information that we need to know. And what the information that comes out, that always can change how investigations are worked. You know what I mean? And how they're looked at. You know that. Like I said, something led to this.
Come on now, guys. Guys, no guys.
To the jail. Got this in jail. See it right there.
This is not the jail.
Yeah.
This is not the jail now.
Right here.
This is not the jail.
The officers continue to drive, and they assure Mickey Steins they are taking him to the Leslie County Jail.
Okay, Mickey. Anyway, so do you want to talk about it? Is this to do with anything with your family, your daughter, or anything?
Bring one in.
Do they have to back out to get out, or does that circle out?
Does it circle out or do they get
Okay.
Okay.
So, it's
Who you passing me off to?
Leslie. We talked about this. This is Leslie County Jail.
Who you passing me off to, though?
No.
Nobody. He knows the way here. We didn't know the way.
Oh, yeah. Y'all are passing me off here now to somebody.
Mickey, I don't know why you think this.
Y'all are going to let somebody hurt me. Yeah. Come on now, guys. Be fair.
I hope you will be.
Yeah. Don't pass me off to nobody.
The only people we're passing you off to is the jailers inside here.
Just to do
Okay.
it.
That's the jail.
They said there's somebody in there that they got to clear out.
Yeah, come on now, guys.
One last time, the trooper tries to get Steins to tell him whether the shooting had anything to do with his family.
Is this anything to do with your family?
They've asked that
I
question
think that's some information that
15 times.
would be nice to be out there so we knew what exactly led to this.
It seems to me like they knew something about Mullins. Why would they be laughing?
I'm putting in that Leslie County van.
Steins is pulled out of the cruiser and taken into the jail to be booked. Steins' lawyers released the following statement to me. It says, the recently released footage affirms our belief that our client felt there was an imminent threat to his family and himself. There was an extreme amount of pressure placed upon him as a result of the pending civil case and its potential to reveal matters within the courthouse. The footage shows that our client perceived a genuine threat, and its impact upon his mental health is apparent. Following Steins' arrest, we found out that he had been deposed in a civil lawsuit in the days leading up to the shooting. A woman named Sabrina Atkins sued the sheriff's office, claiming a deputy named Ben Fields had sex with her while she was on home incarceration. Atkins was arrested in 2021 on a drug charge. Atkins claims that she couldn't afford to pay for an ankle bracelet and was afraid to go back to jail. So Fields, who was supervising her on home incarceration, offered to help her in exchange for sex. Atkins said she and Fields had sex in Judge Mullins' chambers 6 times. Fields eventually was charged criminally and served 6 months in jail. He is supposed to be on probation for 6.5 years. We don't know whether this played a role in the shooting, but there have been questions about whether it may have, and here's why. In 2022, investigators with the Kentucky Attorney General's office interviewed Sabrina Atkins, and she claimed to have seen tapes of Judge Mullins having sex with a woman in his chambers.
But he does have some videotapes of some stuff in the judge's chambers,
What kind of stuff?
just with girls sexual and stuff.
What describe? Have you seen the videos?
I've seen one partly, and just him having sex with girls for to be able to get out of jail.
Who was having sex?
Ben and just some higher ups up there,
Who?
the judge and.
Now you saw the video.
You don't even ask
What did
her
you
who
see on
else.
the video? I mean, you
I mean, I've seen Judge Mullins having sex with a girl.
who was the girl?
I don't know, because I don't know a lot of people from over
Where was it at?
in his office, in the judge's chambers.
Is that the same place that you were meeting Ben? Is that how you know it was a judge in chambers? And this was Judge who?
Mullins.
But you don't know who the girl was.
We obtained that audio in a records request from the Kentucky AG's office. News Nation actually was the first to report on the audio.
But you saw the judge.
Right.
Do you know for sure that was the judge?
Yes.
I mean, how do you know that's the judge?
I'll be in front of you. His face is pretty clear on there.
Mickey Steins has pleaded not guilty to the murder charge. His attorneys have suggested he was suffering from an extreme emotional disturbance at the time of the crime, and they've suggested the shooting may have been manslaughter, not murder.
All right, y'all.
Well, thank you for sending that to me. As soon as I saw it, I got my doggy settled down. As soon as I saw it, I jumped back on here. Wow, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Right. How did they know so much so soon about the daughter and the wife? And even somebody in here said it sounded like a nervous laugh, but it sounded to me like a yeehaw, giddy up, let's go. We get to go fight us a pew pew person. That's the way I kind of perceived that. But they didn't sound like they were too shocked, did they? And the cops that it showed, golly, man. Yeah, I've heard Leslie County is a very well-run jail, and several people that I've spoken to since all of this has been going on have got nothing but good things to say about the jailer who runs the Leslie County Jail. And somebody on here said it was really tiny. I know the Letcher County Jail is very small too. And it looked like it was a better built facility. Like the Letcher County Jail is off the chain terrible. But it looks like that was kind of it, which all we saw was the outside of the garage area, but still it looked like it was a newer facility. Imagine these sexy boys on video. It did sound like the cop was, oh yeah, almost like they knew or something. Yeah, I know. It didn't seem like cops were sad. The only one that seemed to me like they were kind of sad was the one who testified in court, and he was the like lead detective. But you could tell that they were very familiar with Mickey. They all knew Mickey very well. It sounded like Mickey was absolutely paranoid and scared that they were plotting against him and that they were all complicit together. So, man, I just don't know. Sheesh. There we go. Leslie County Detention Center is a very nice facility, in my opinion. When I say it's tiny, it's tiny. And that's why they have such a level of discretion in these little jails, that they can do whatever they want. They can, pretty much give people special treatment if they want to, if they are so inclined. No one was surprised. It almost felt like they knew how to act when this or an arrest happened. Not everyone is unethical, but it sounds like everyone was silent. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. We do have some good police officers out there, but you also have the bad ones. And I still question, where are any of these good ones calling out the bad ones? If you can point to any instance of a good cop calling out a bad cop in this area, I'd love to find it. I'd love to see it, because I don't think it exists. They will not go against one of their own, even if they know them or not. Like, they can be a complete stranger, but if they're on the same side of that thin blue line, they're not going to open their mouth. Yes, if you are a member and want to join us in the Discord, email hillbillycrime@gmail.com and request the Discord link, and we'll send it straight on out to you. Mama Duck has worked and done an amazing job on our Discord. Steins was a bit nervous that they might pass him off to someone else. Why? To hurt him. He thought they were going to take him and hand him over. Corrupt whole county. Well, if you looked at that audit that we just read over, it shows you how much opportunity there is for for corruption. And it's either incompetence or it's corruption, or maybe a little of both. That Bodycam is a lot to take in. It sure was. Maybe people have disappeared there. There have been several people that have went missing and several people who've went red-rummed, unsolved. Food is supposed to be good in the Leslie County Jail. That's good. I said on one of these shows a long time ago, the food was better in the jails around here than you could get at home. I mean, they would hire these old women, and most of them had been the cooks there for decades. And I'm thinking of the old Harlan County Jail, and they cooked all the food right there. They peeled their own potatoes. They fixed home cooked meals at the jail. And now it's all processed. It's barely edible. Truly. He was scared they were going to do something to him, so he must know that stuff happens. Of course. Too many unsolved red rums in our area. That's right. This crap goes on all over. But what is done? Nobody turns on the good old boys. And if he knew something and somebody was afraid that he would squeal or was afraid that he would tell, that could have been his own guilt. What if he did know a whole lot of stuff? And the paranoia came from, I know too much. You know what I mean? What is done in dark will come to the light. He could have seen Mullins as a threat because he knew too much about him. That's a possibility. It's a good theory. Figures retribution even now. And I wanted to say something too about the jail over there. Not just there. Whenever somebody gets arrested and they have to go to jail, that's a complete, it's a very traumatic experience, especially if you've never been in jail before. If you've never had handcuffs put on you and put in the back seat of a police car and driven to the jail, and then you have to go through the unbelievable embarrassment of being searched and all that good stuff. It's traumatic, but everybody ends up having to adapt to their surroundings, their new surroundings. You have to adapt to your new environment, and so you end up finding allies where you can. You end up having to learn how to survive inside jail. And, it's not fun. It's not a good experience at all. So I think he's having a rough time. LC Jones says to shut him up. Yep. The actions that he took against Mullins could have been to shut Mullins up. It might not have all been about shutting Mickey up. What if Mickey wanted to shut Mullins up? because it looked like he wasn't leaving that room until the job was done. Steins knows all the secrets. You know he does. Being his bailiff for as long as what he did, being sheriff, he was right there, whether he was guilty of anything or not. Even if he was just a witness. You know, I don't know. This video makes me think corruption or mental health issues. Interested in to see the trial. Yep. He sure didn't seem like the regular Mickey in that at all. But he's not here no more, to my knowledge. Probably why he might have left to go play music and make corruption. I missed something there, honey. I'm sorry. In my opinion, Steins has been in law enforcement for a while, and he knows all the secrets, no doubt. Yeah. And it seemed to me like they were pushing him to say, or maybe they weren't pushing him to say, but they asked him what, I know I'm exaggerating, but they asked him 15 times if this had to do with his family. Because apparently he said something about kidnapping his wife and kid. But remember, listen to that recording. He said all kinds of stuff there. He didn't just say, be fair. And that's all you heard out of the court hearing. When his lawyer asked what he had said or whatever, they didn't say all that. He talked a whole lot. And that's probably not all of it. We just got to see a clip of it. So there are probably a few people who know about the corruption and lots of people who only know the gossip. The ones who know gossip only can't report. That's right. They have no evidence. That's exactly right. That's why I've not said a whole lot of stuff that I've heard, because we have to have something to be able to point to and say, here, this corroborates what I've heard. So there's still a whole lot of stuff that's out there. That involves other people. Some people have gotten away without their name being mentioned hardly at all, and it blows my mind. So I'm still waiting for some other stuff to come out. They knew something was happening with his family. Why did the trooper persist in asking? It's like he wanted Steins to confirm it. That's what he said. He said a lot of times, he said, at least if we know which way to go, if you tell us this, then that determines how the investigation is worked. Or paraphrasing what he said. So they were trying to get some kind of confirmation out of him about his family with it. And you're at their mercy. Made to look like dumb innocence. Yes, and in these positions, ignorance is no defense. When you're responsible for $8 million in county money every year, ignorance cannot be your defense when you don't have proper practices and procedures and policies in place to make sure that that's, that everything's on the up and up. And usually, people don't start out stealing $10 million. Usually the stuff like that starts out small, like maybe even an accident or a mistake might precipitate that, the criminal actions. So say they made a mistake somewhere, and then later on they found their mistake, $500 mistake, and nobody else ever caught on to it. Nobody else found it. Well, they just figured out a way. They just accidentally figured out how to take money and cover it up. And I'm just putting out a scenario out there. But that's usually, people start off small. Maybe $5. They're didn't have no money to put in gas that day or something. Oh well, I'll just take 10 off of this credit card, or I'll take 10 from here to pay for this. It ain't no big deal. It's just a small amount. Nobody will miss it. And then those kinds of things just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you come in and you find out that somebody else is doing something, this is the way it's been done. Our practices have been done previously before me joining. And then they teach you how to do it. You know, oh, well, they did it, so it must not be too bad. I don't know. You have to show your receipts, that right? I mean, people can't just take your word. People's words ain't worth anything anymore. All right, y'all. Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you for the super sticker. Bless you. I'll go ahead and cut this one off, y'all. I just wanted to jump back on and show you all that. I'm gonna head to bed and try to keep this dog okay until morning. Y'all pray for my dogs. My one dog has got a lot stronger immune system. Man, this white dog I've got, her immune system is so weak. Pray for her, but I can get her to the vet in the morning. All right, y'all. You have a great rest of your evening. Stay blessed, and we'll pick it all back up tomorrow. All right. Bless you. Thank you. Peace out, Girl Scout.